Dimitri is the Secretary General of the National Trade Union Confederation, Meridian, and member of the European Economic and Social Committee. Thanks.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you very much for being here, for choosing this session. I will try to present the issue from a different perspective, from a governance perspective, to say it like that. The involvement of the social partner, of the organized civil society, and from my perspective as a member of the European Economic and Social Committee, and Secretary General of the National Trade Union Confederation in Romania, one of the countries which should make more efforts in order to valorize the concept of circular economy, because has the necessary resources and has also the human resources skills which are necessary to achieve progress. First of all, I want to tell you a few words about the European Economic and Social Committee. As you see, it's a constitutional organization. It's based on the treaty. It's based in Brussels. It's an article in the Treaty of the European Union which is consecrated the role of the civil society organization. We are located quite central in Brussels, near to the European Parliament. We are neighbors, near to the European Commission, and near to the Council of the European Union. So we have a certain level of entrance, to say that, to all the institutions where we want to achieve a result and we want to cooperate with them. We are an old institution. Before being European Parliament was the European Economic and Social Committee, and that was established with the Treaty of Rome, was forged by the social partners, trade union organizations, and employers organization, and of course at that moment was also a member of the government. But with the time was integrated the third parties, the diversity group, as it's called today. They are people from the civil society organization like environmental protection, consumer protection, agriculture, and so on. From each country of the European Union, we have members. As you see, from Sweden we have 12. Balanced, distributed among trade unions, employers organization, and civil NGOs, other civil society organizations which are representative in the country. In the case of Romania, from where I come, you see that are 15 members. As values, you see that the environmental responsibility is one of the issues which are constantly following. And when it's to talk about the circular economy and mining industry, secondary raw materials, mainly we are dealing with this issue in a section, a dedicated section inside the European Economic and Social Committee, and this is the Consultative Commission on Industrial Change. For those which know something about the European Union, remember that before in 1949, 1951, we had a treaty on coal and steel. And with this treaty on coal and steel was attached a consultative body, and this SECA was the name of this treaty. The treaty was for 50 years, and after 50 years has expired the mandate of this community on coal and steel, and of course the mandate of the consultative body. And in 2002, with the money which is left from that organization, they founded this Consultative Commission on Industrial Change, which was integrated in a section of the European Economic and Social Committee. It's a lot of bureaucracy in this, but I want you to understand that at European level are constituted institutions which are dealing with the circular economy, with the mining industry, with the energy security. All these issues that we discussed today, they are integrated in an institutional framework. And this is necessary in order to address the power decisions, like the European Parliament, the European Commission, and the Council of the European Union. The partnership with the European Commission was very much related with a public awareness campaign. And the European Commission, sometimes they are sending to us requests for opinions regarding the policy acts they want to promote. They are obliged by the treaty in the vast majority of cases, but in other situations they ask for us own initiative opinions. And with this own initiative opinions, we can draw the attention to the Commission towards the subjects which are relevant and maybe was not taken into consideration until then by the Commission. So the recent events we organized on 13th of September, because we discussed about the energy transition in Romania, for example, was the Commissioner Corina Crețu. We discussed about the situation in the coal mining region. But before we had a lot of events, and that was at least 8 in many European countries. I don't remember if it was in Sweden, but in Spain, Portugal, Czech Republic, Romania, European Innovation Partnership on Raw Materials. And as you know, this initiative has a lot to do with the circular economy, because one of the concepts which is in a way supported financially in this framework was also the circular economy, the recycling, the use of secondary raw materials, and so on. As you maybe know, since 2007, we have the Commissioner Verheugen has promoted the initiative, the raw material initiative. And this raw material initiatives was 3 pillars: sustainable supply from external sources, sustainable supply from internal sources, and was a 3rd pillar related to recycling, resource efficiencies. And in that context, we had also our opinion, and you'll see it's starting from down to up. The supply of raw materials was our opinions related to these initiatives, non-energy mining industry in Europe, and all the other opinions until the last one, the processing and exploitation for economic and environmental purpose of industrial and mining waste deposits in the European Union. That was in 2011, 2012, so a lot of time before. We know why we need circular economy, and you have the figures here, how much metals or minerals you need to produce goods, and this is a fact. We know what is the opportunity or the problem. These are the data for the mining waste, and that is the percentage of mining waste from the total waste in the respective country. You see in Sweden, 75% of the mining waste, of the waste, from the total waste, 75% is mining waste. In the case of Romania, it's 80%. In the case of Bulgaria, it's 89%. You see the figures. That figures are not only problems, are opportunities for the circular economy, are the future's mine of the European Union. And I hope our politicians will understand that in the future. This is the situation in Romania. These are the new businesses in the mining industry, the technologies, and here was a project, the ProMine project from Finland, which I follow very closely. This is the situation of these places. Where are the secondary raw materials? Somebody will go to Baia-Mare, will have opportunity to see that. Mountains of waste in Roșia-Poieni was a copper mine. And what's happening in Spain? Look, this is the current situation. Even they don't know very well what is the situation. Some data are not okay. But if it's to build something on this issue, I think we have to have good data and to use the circular economy concept in the extractive industry might be a big opportunity for many European states, which before they exploited mines with ancient technology, and now this old mines or old mining tailings can become the future mines of the European Union. This is our conviction. We will see. I will stop here and we will debate now.